upon his breast, did himself publish a gospel during his residence at Ephesus in Asia, against heresies 3:1:1. Then we have the Muratorian fragment from 175 to 200 AD. From the Muratorian fragment, we read these words. The third book of the Gospel, that according to Luke, the well-known physician, Luke wrote in his own name in order after the ascension of Christ, when Paul had associated with him himself as one studious of right, nor did he himself see the Lord in the flesh, and he, according as he was able to accomplish it, began his narrative with the nativity of John. The fourth Gospel is that of John, one of the disciples, when his fellow disciples and bishops entreated him, he said, Fast ye now with me for the space of 3 days, and let us recount of each other what may be revealed to each other. On the same night it was revealed to Andrew, one of the apostles, that John should narrate all things in his own name, as they called them to mind. And you could go on, there's more about, but scholars will tell you that even though two of the Gospels have mentioned Luke and John, it says the third book, the fourth Gospel, and we've only had partial fragments of this document, and so it's very clear that you conclude there would have been a first and a second book, and so we have the fragment missing concerning Mark and Matthew. But again, this is very strong historical evidence for the authorship of the four Gospels, because here it's mentioning the Gospel of John and the Gospel of Luke. Then we have 165 to 180 AD, the Diatessaron. This is a harmony of the four Gospels, a very important piece of information. In the Diatessaron, chapter 1, verse 1 to 5, it quotes John 1:1-5. It says, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word and God is the Word. This was in the beginning with God. Everything was by his hand. Without him not even one existing thing was made. In him was life, and the life is the light of men, and the light shineth in the darkness. The Diatessaron in chapter 2, 1-8 quotes Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 to 25. It says, Now the birth of Jesus the Messiah was on this wise. In the time when his mother was given in marriage to Joseph, before they came together, she found with child of the Holy Spirit. And Joseph, her husband, was a just man, and did not wish to expose her. And he proposed to put her away secretly. But when he thought of this, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, and said unto him, Joseph, son of David, fear not to take Mary thy wife. That which is begotten in her is of the Holy Spirit. She shall bear a son. Thou shalt call his name Jesus, and he shall save his people from their sins. All this was that saying from the Lord by the prophet might be fulfilled. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son. They shall call his name Emmanuel, which is being interpreted, With us is our God. When Joseph arose from his sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took his wife, and knew her not until she brought forth her firstborn. Diatessaron chapter 2, verse 9-28 quotes Luke chapter 2, verse 1-20. And in those days there went from a decree of Caesar that all the people of his dominion should be enrolled. The first enrollment was while Quirinius was governor of Syria, and every man went to be enrolled in the city. And Joseph went up from Nazareth, a city of Galilee, to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, for he was the house of David, and of his tribe, with Mary his betrothed, she being with child, to be enrolled there. And while she was 3 days for her being delivered, was accomplished, and she brought forth her firstborn son. She wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them where they were staying. And you could read more there. And the Diatessaron in 7:9 quotes Mark chapter 2, verse 14. And when he passed by, he saw Levi the son of Alphaeus sitting among the tax gatherers, and he said unto him, Follow me. And he rose and followed him. So what you see here is quite clearly historical evidence from the Diatessaron of the authorship of the four Gospels, that they were in circulation prior to 165 AD. But then we have more evidence in 150 AD. Justin Martyr quotes and gives us some important information concerning the Gospels, and quotes the Gospels. He says, "For the apostles in the memoirs composed by them, which are called Gospels, have thus delivered unto us what was enjoined upon them. There follows the institution of the Lord's Supper." First Apology 66. On the day called Sunday, all who live in cities in the country gather together to one place. The memoirs of the apostles or the writings of the prophets are read as long time permits. Then the reader has ceased. The president verbally instructs and exhorts the imitation of these good things. First Apology 67. Just in quotes from other texts, for example, Matthew chapter 11:27. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father. No one knows the Father except the Son, to those the Son chooses to reveal him. Just in quoting Mark 3:17, James son of Zebedee and his brother John, to them he gave name Boanerges, which means sons of thunder. Justin also gives us quotations from Luke. In Luke 22:44, he quotes, "And being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground." So Justin Martyr tells us what the early church was doing with the Gospels, but also tells us information about quotations from the Gospels. We even have more information. In 130 AD, we have a fragment in John Ryland's library. Of John 18, verse 31-33. It says, "Pilate said to them, Take him and judge him according to your law." This fragment, apparently, I think recent scholarship dates it to the 1st century. Then we have Papias in 120 to 130 AD, perhaps 120. This is given in Eusebius